In the past year, I've covered my fair share of honor flights. I've interviewed veterans before their trip. I've watched them take off. But Tuesday was special. That's because for the first time, I spent the entire day with Eastern Iowa's greatest heroes. Anticipation and excitement were building in the main concourse of the Eastern Iowa Airport. 90 veterans getting ready to board. Some have waited more than 3 years for their turn on an honor flight. After a quick 90 minutes in the air, a warm welcome. A welcome one veteran told me he never saw coming.
I mean, you just felt like the most important people in the world all of a sudden.
Hundreds filled Reagan National Airport, complete strangers greeting our Iowans. A display of gratitude and patriotic pride. We started our journey in D.C. at the World War II Memorial. For this father and son, this first stop was especially meaningful.
You know, my heart is with him as we come in here.
Lemoyne Huck was the only World War II vet on our flight.
I know the best parts of his life. He always said the best part was meeting my mother, marrying my mother, and his time in service.
The day was extra special. He turned 99 years old.
For him, I am so happy that he's here.
One of the most emotional stops of the day, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial.
Oh, it takes you back to the time when we were in Vietnam and brings back some memories. And not necessarily good ones.
71 men on the honor flight served during the Vietnam conflict.
It's a tough time, you know, when you come.
All of the vets paying respect to their fallen brothers. Mike Faust saw the wall for the first time in more than 30 years.
It's a beautiful place.
He found the name of a childhood friend who never made it home.
This is for Howard Hanson. I just brought him a hat.
More than 58,000 names, painful reminders that freedom isn't free.
All these young men in the prime of their life, and they didn't get to come home. And those of us that did, we're lucky.
As the long day came to a close, the trip also came full circle in Cedar Rapids. The veterans were once again greeted, but this time in their home state.
You meet all the people you know and you love and find out they really appreciate what you've done.
90 veterans, different eras, different branches, but coming together as one group. Iowans, brothers in arms.
It was just a great feeling of friendship and understanding each other.
Now, if you're interested in traveling on an honor flight or you know someone who should apply, we have all that information on our website. Olivia Schmidt, News 7, KWWL.
I heard about the honor flight several years back when it was first just being formed, and I was really intrigued about it. I know that they were focusing on World War II veterans primarily and some Korean veterans, and I had the opportunity to be an escort for a World War II veteran, so I got to see all the monuments and everything when I was with him. And then after I got back with that visit, I put my application in, and I knew it would be a while, but I was ready to go whenever they'd let me. I finally got the opportunity in September of 17, and my daughter was my escort, and we just had a remarkable time. We boarded the flight and started for home, and they had a mail call. And that is one of the most rewarding things of the flight, I think. You get letters from people, you get letters from family, and they're all praising you, and it's just a marvelous time. I don't know about anybody who's watching this, but if you've never seen those monuments, this is the way to go. And don't tell yourself that you didn't do enough in the service, because we all gave of ourselves. And I'd like to just put that in your mind. One of the things that impressed me again also was the reception we got when we got back to Cedar Rapids. I don't know how many people were there, at least 400 I would say. But anyway, the first people I saw were all of my Legion buddies, and several of them had been on the flights already, and shook hands with all of them, and I felt like I was part of that clique now. And anyway, I continued to walk through, people shaking hands. I couldn't get away from shaking hands. And we turned around the corner, and then my 3 granddaughters came running up to me. And it was a great time.
I did register to go on the Eastern Iowa Honor Flight, and really, really was so thrilled when they returned the letter saying that you are accepted to go. And it does take a long time before you hear from anyone, so don't ever give up. One of the most amazing memories I have is the changing of the guards at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. It was just breathtaking and just thrilling. I also favored the memorial of the nurses treating wounded, and it just stuck with me because I am a nurse. The Korean memorial and the Marine memorial stuck in my mind also, but they were all wonderful. On our flight home, as we were getting to cruising altitude, we were surprised with a mail call. And there was mail from friends and relatives and students in the area, and Joni Ernst, our representative, and it was just so exciting, and we were not expecting this at all. On return to Cedar Rapids, we arrived at the airport, and there was music, there was a band playing, and there was a color guard, and all kinds of people. It was a walk down the middle of the group of people that were there. On each side there were flags, and there was signs, and there were friends and relatives and poster, just everything. Even a Girl Scout gave us 3 boxes of Girl Scout cookies. I highly recommend the Honor Flight for every veteran because it is just really an honor to be accepted, and it's an honor to go and witness all the memorials in Washington, D.C., plus meeting all the other veterans. I don't want you to be disappointed if you register to go and you don't hear anything for a while. Sometimes it takes 2 years, sometimes it takes 3 years, but they will get back to you once you register.